guys, welcome back to another episode of All About Scout. It's an exciting week. October 24th, we get the reveal of the Scout EV, so let's get into it. We're less than a week out from the October 24th Scout EV reveal, and still details are scarce. Not a leak, not a photo of a testing mule, nada, zero, zilch. But I have been able to cobble together a couple details on the launch event itself, which is going to be super exciting. So as I mentioned, the reveal is still scheduled for 24 October from the site of the factory outside of Nashville, Tennessee. 24 October event is just days past the 44-year anniversary of when the last Scout rolled off the assembly line at the old International Harvester factory in Fort Wayne, Indiana on 21 October 1980. I was 3 years old. It would seem that Scout is staying true to its roots, and according to the Fort Wayne Business Weekly, Scout is bringing in Harvester Homecoming founder Ryan Duvall and former Fort Wayne Truck Works employees Richard Hatch, who was a longtime head of styling, and Dave Duckmeyer, who was a longtime clay modeler and specialist, and Phil Coonrod, I think is his name, former Scout plant worker. Anyway, super exciting that they're bringing in these folks who are intimately familiar with the Scouts of old to reveal and be a part of the Scout of new. Phil Coonrod is also in addition to being a former Scout plant worker, he was and I think might remain a parts distributor and owner of the first Scout ever to come off the line. So clearly Scout is still honoring its heritage, and I think that says a lot about what this vehicle is going to be. It's going to have a lot to do with what the vehicle was. Each of these individuals will serve as on-site historians of sorts, as well as being part of the reveal to react to what the new EV looks like. It would seem that none of them have actually seen the new vehicle, which is interesting, and I think it'll be neat to see their reaction. The fact that they're bringing them in makes me believe that whatever is revealed is probably not going to be a dramatic departure from what the Scout used to look like, which is really exciting in terms of size and capability and what the Scout and International Harvester brand represented. So super excited about that. Anyway, Scout has been supporting the Harvester Homecoming events since August 2022, when VW bought the brand, and Scout CEO Scott attended his first event and was kind of blown away by the community, and I think really got it. And it would seem that he's really trying to stay true to what that community represents, what the vehicle represents, the heritage, the design lines, the design language, etc. So anyway, going to be very exciting to see how this event rolls out, and I'm super intrigued that there has not been a leak yet. So everyone is staying tight-lipped, and Scout is being very careful not to leak this in advance. So I haven't quite seen anything like it in the world of EVs. I think we saw, Tesla's vehicles before they were revealed, Rivian's vehicles before they were revealed, with the exception of the surprises at the recent event. We kind of had an idea of what they were going to do. We have no idea what Scout is going to do, and I think that's super exciting. At that 2022 event, Harvester Homecoming presented the CEO of Scout, I'll call him Scott, I think the last name is Q, with a brick from the original Scout plant in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and delivered it to the Blythewood, South Carolina plant, which is currently under advanced construction. So I think we'll get an update on that at the event, obviously, as well. And again, it just seems like Scout appears to be doubling down on heritage and community and not straying far from what makes the off-road enthusiast community surrounding the Scout brand International Harvester so special and so devout. Duval had said of the new Scout, quote, "I am anxious to see this new incarnation and have high hopes that it pays homage to the Summit City by being the best in its class." So not exactly sure, what that will add up to, but I think the optimism is palatable, and just how Scout is running this event, I think, speaks volumes about how we're all going to be pleasantly surprised. One thing that I've noticed, and I think they've wanted us to notice, is that they have really used the compass, and it seems to be playing a large part in its marketing material efforts and branding online. So I think there's going to be a old school compass that is integrated into the Scout. I'm thinking it's going to be in the headliner area. And the fact that it's an old school compass and not a digital one, I think, again, speaks volumes of what they're trying to do. I think, this is signaling its off-road heritage, its new direction as an EV, and the fact that it's staying grounded with something that is very analog and not digital. I believe one of the vehicle trims might be called Summit Series or Summit Edition, to speak or to tip a hat to Summit City, as Fort Wayne, Indiana is referred to. I think the vehicle is going to be more buttons and dials than, integrated screens into the dash. I think we'll have some of that, but I think it's going to be a really good blend. I think they're really listening to this heritage community, and also seeing what people like and don't like about Tesla and Rivian, and this is going to strike a nice balance between the two. I think it's going to be probably more affordable than the Rivian by being more analog than digital. I think it's going to be, larger than, say, a Tesla Model Y in terms of the pickup truck and SUV option, but smaller than the Rivians, because I think that's maybe one of the criticisms is entry-level Teslas, dash too small. The only Rivians available are maybe a dash too large, and 2026 is a long time to wait for Rivian's new R2. So I think, again, if the Scout can beat it to market, I think it's going to, really have a commanding position and speak to the outdoor enthusiast community. I'm still intrigued to see what this Volkswagen partnership with Rivian looks like and how that's going to impact Scout. There's got to be something that's been worked out on that front, but I think we'll learn more of that after the reveal. But just super stoked for the reveal and what VW is going to do for Scout, and what Scout is going to do for VW and EV enthusiasts as sort of an anti-Tesla and more affordable Rivian, and more of an off-roader than anything else, but with, I imagine, plenty of family-friendly utility. So stay tuned. We'll find out more this week on the 24th, and I plan to provide as much information as I can and reactions. And of course, if anybody's got any information inside or otherwise in terms of seeing test mules or news from the community or inside the plant, would definitely welcome it. So here's to an exciting event on the 24th.